Hi guys, today I will be showing you how to make ube ensaymada. For the first dough, we need 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 packet of yeast which is 7 to 8 grams, 1 cup of plain flour, 3/4 cup of warm water. To begin, combine the warm water. Make sure that it's lukewarm, then add the sugar. If the water is too hot, the yeast will die. And now add the yeast. We're gonna leave this to bubble up for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now that it's starting to form bubbles, we can add 1 cup of flour. Give it a mix, then cover this with cling wrap, and then let it rest for about an hour or until it doubles in size. After about an hour, the yeast is ready. We need 4 egg yolks, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1 cup of plain flour again. The process is very easy. We're just gonna combine all the ingredients. So add the egg yolks to the yeast mixture, the sugar, and the plain flour. Give this a mix at first, and then we will use our hands to lightly knead the dough. This is very sticky, so once everything is well mixed, we're gonna cover this with cling wrap, and we're gonna let this rest or rise for about 1.5 hours or until it doubles in size again. 1/4 cup of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, 4 egg yolks. This is 1.5 cups of plain flour, half a cup of butter, and the dough that we let rise. To begin, we're gonna put the dough that we've been rising in the stand mixer. You can use your hand to knead the dough if you don't have a stand mixer. Add the sugar, which is 1/4 cup, 4 egg yolks again, and then start mixing. Add the half a cup of butter. Make sure that your butter is at room temperature. Now I can add the salt. And then at first I will add the 1 cup of flour and see how I go. With the flour, it depends sometimes. Sometimes you need more flour, sometimes you need less. So use your best judgment. So first I added the 1 cup of flour. And I'm gonna add the half a cup of flour now. At this point, check the consistency of your dough. If it's still too sticky, you can add flour a tablespoon at a time. So I'm adding some more because my dough is still very sticky. I can't handle it. Now my second addition of flour, again that's 1 tablespoon. So all in all, I use 3.5 cups of plain flour plus 2 tablespoons. And then we're gonna knead this for about 8 minutes. At this point, my dough is ready. It's elastic and I can handle it without sticking to my hands. I've got a bowl here with half a tablespoon of oil. Then I'm gonna roll my dough to this. And then I'm gonna cover this with cling wrap and then let it rest again for about 45 minutes or until it doubles in size. Meanwhile, let's make the filling. This is a 1 pack of purple ube yam, which is 115 grams. This is optional purple food coloring. We're gonna need half a teaspoon of ube flavoring, 400 ml of coconut cream or coconut milk, 375 ml of evaporated milk, and 1 cup of sugar. In a pot, combine the dehydrated ube, add the evaporated milk and coconut milk or coconut cream, add 1 cup of sugar, then move on to the stove with the heat setting medium to low heat. At this point, when it starts boiling, we can add half a teaspoon of the ube flavoring. And then we're gonna add 2 to 3 drops of the purple food coloring. I'm using gel. And we're just gonna continue to mix this until all the liquid evaporates and the ube starts coating the bottom of the pan. At this point, this is ready. We're gonna turn off the heat now. It's important to continuously stir this or else you're gonna burn the bottom of the ube. And this is now ready. We can transfer this into a bowl. So this is what it looks like. I divided it into 2 so it cools down faster. After an hour, the dough is ready. It has doubled in size. Now I just kind of form this into a log. And then I would cut about 37 grams each. Again, I have a weighing scale because my mold is quite small, but you can do bigger than that. Now we're ready to roll the dough. So I'm just rolling the dough into like rectangular oblong shape. My mat is so annoying. I forgot to put sticky tape on it, so forgive me for that. Now I'm just putting a smear of the ube and then roll it tightly. Don't be tempted to put a lot of ube because if you put a lot of ube on the dough, you risk the dough from not cooking in the middle. So I'll show you one more time. Add ube. Roll tightly and then form it into a spiral shape. Oh, by the way, you should put grease. You should grease your mold so that the dough will not stick to it or the bread will not stick to it once it's done baking. Now we're gonna let this rest again to double in size for about 45 minutes. I know it's a long process, but it's worth it. You can also preheat your oven now at 180 degrees Celsius. For the buttercream, this is 1 cup of butter, which is at room temperature, and then I have 2 cups of icing sugar. At this point, I will add 1 teaspoon of ube flavoring. But the ube flavoring, you can add as little or as much as you like. To adjust the consistency of your icing, you can add milk. So I'm gonna add milk to my icing, half a tablespoon at a time. All in all, I added 1 tablespoon. And then to finish it off, I'm just gonna use the spatula to mix my icing. And then we will set this aside. After 45 minutes, the dough has doubled in size. So now, we're gonna brush the top of the ensaymada with beaten egg. This is just 1 egg that I beat using a fork. Then we will bake this in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 12 to 15 minutes. And this is what it looks like after baking. Let it cool down slightly before you add the icing. So now I'm gonna put the icing. My bread is slightly warm but not hot enough to melt my butter. So I'm adding my buttercream icing on top. And then after this, I just gonna put grated cheese as well. And this is the finished product. And just to show you what it looks like inside when you cut or eat the ensaymada, this is very soft and it will stay soft for a couple of days. So I can guarantee that you're gonna like this. So I hope you give them a try. And again, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you again next week. Bye!